Ron and Fez on Raw Dog
Sirius XM
Comedy Hits Channel 99.
It's true. It's the Ron and Fez show, and we haven't heard this theme song in a couple weeks. He's been out and ill, but Jeffrey Gurian is back with us. How are you, Jeffrey?
I'm feeling great, man. That penis reduction surgery.
You finally had it done?
Oh my God! Well, I had to. It was too many. I was hurting too many people, and the recovery sucks. But it'll be a lot more comfortable afterwards. Yeah, penis reduction is. You don't want it.
That's the way to go.
Well, it was for me. I didn't have any choice. That was it.
So
it feels great to be back.
You're healthy and everything's good. You have everything checked out.
I had the stitches out this morning. I'm good, man. Everything is great.
Now, Jeffrey always brings some great comics by to see us. Who you got with you today?
Well, I hope you don't mind. I did something a little different today, you know, and I'll tell you why. There's been so much talk about diversity lately. Even this morning, on The View, Barbara Walters was talking about diversity because somebody got down on Jerry Seinfeld for not having enough diversity in his show, Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee, and
it's
on Seinfeld
too
and all.
white.
Too white, right?
Yeah.
And you have to always bring in people, and then you know. So there's a lot of talk about that. So I brought in somebody from the Greek community. Who feels that we're not having enough Greek comedians on our show. And I thought it would be interesting to hear his point of view.
Well, it's a valid point because we don't have a lot of Greek comedians.
There's hardly any, you know. And so his name is Mr. Panos. And I thought we would just give him a few minutes to air his views and see what you guys think. And the listening audience.
This is a real problem we have. We don't have as many Greek people. We have more Greek people doing comedy. Absolutely.
There's a lot of Greek comedy clubs. There's a lot of places to work.
Greek people originated comedy. This is how comedy started. Greek people.
Yeah.
And we have Tina Fey. She's Greek.
Tina Fey is Greek.
But she's a woman. So she's not, I don't understand how come she's not in the home. Why she didn't leave the house? How come she doing comedy? This is real life. This isn't a play here. How come she has a job? She should be in the kitchen, helping making the food for the family.
Yeah.
This is a problem in America. We don't have a family values. And we need to have a Greek family values. This is the correct way, the Greek way.
See, I know that the Greeks came up with democracy. I didn't know they invented comedy.
The Greek theater. The Greek theater. But
comedy.
I thought that was drama. I didn't realize that there was humor involved.
Comedy and drama they had. That's the mask, right?
Masks.
And tragedy.
And tragedy,
absolutely. This is tragedy. We invented tragedy, comedy, mathematics, everything we invented.
The Parthenon.
Yeah, the Parthenon.
So why
Astoria?
They invented Astoria, right?
This
diners,
restaurant. This is
restaurants, not
this is diner. What's a diner? And there's no such thing as a white sauce. You come to the restaurant, you say, "Let me get a gyro." This is gyro. It's a gyro. And you said you want the white sauce. What's the white sauce? This is disrespectful. It has a name. It's called tzatziki. You want the white sauce? I jerk off in a cup. I give you white sauce.
All right, that went too far.
That went too far. This is the truth, baby.
Yeah.
This is a white sauce. Mr. Panos White Sauce Factory.
But was that factory or factory?
Factory,
factory. But you know, I noticed the Greek restaurants always have the biggest menus.
We have everything inside you want. We have it. You want eggs? We have it. You want the cheeseburger? We have it. You want the cheeseburger and French fries? The cheeseburger $4.99. We want deluxe at $16.99 for the French fries.
It's deluxe.
Absolutely. Yeah. Inside we have a fish, very nice fish, fresh. We have nice scallops, 175. Nobody gets to the middle to get the scallops. Anything you want, we have inside the middle. You don't get to the middle, we have a green card in the middle. You want the prostitute, we have in the middle. You want the new shoes, we have in the middle of the menu. You have to keep turning the pages.
New shoes.
It goes
new
on.
Shoes.
And I never order the lobster. I never have
You don't get that far. That's why it's such a long menu. And when you come in, you're hungry. You can't get past the first couple of pages.
No, normally, you'll think, sandwich, but you get to the lobster and you're like, I don't know if I trust it.
The new shoes, though, that's something.
New shoes, we have
everything.
Sandals, we have. A pack of cigarettes, we have.
Who invented sandals, by the way?
Greek people. This is how we walk around to let the feet breathe.
But with socks, though.
No socks.
No socks.
Let the feet breathe.
Okay.
Yeah, they don't have socks. Come on.
They invented mythology. You know the Greeks invented invented mythology.
Yeah.
Zeus.
Zeus,
right?
absolutely.
Zeus. I actually made notes because
didn't know.
Achilles, who invented the tendon.
He invented.
Invented the
They
tendon.
didn't have
Before
tendons
Achilles.
before.
Achilles, there was
Yeah.
no.
There was nothing
People
there.
played basketball. They didn't.
We
have-
put it in there.
Good.
Before that,
Greeks-
we put it in
The
there.
Greeks have done so much for us.
These Greek people is successful people.
Yeah.
Very successful people.
They are.
John Stamos, Greek. Did you know this? He has a
Mansukas.
face like a Jesus Christ.
He is. He's terrific. John Stamos is a Greek. So you're proud of famous
Very,
Greek.
very proud Greek people. Very nice.
So we should, I guess, we should have a Greek comedian on the
No,
show.
I just want to keep him.
He's had a point of view.
Yeah.
That's why. So I'm glad you didn't mind that I
No,
brought him in. I
no.
thought he had something to say.
Yeah.
And come
You
to
know?
my restaurant, Baby Socrates, in
Baby
Queens.
Socrates.
Astoria, the Baby Socrates restaurant, open 24
Yeah.
hours a day.
Oh yeah. Baby Socrates.
Baby
24
Socrates.
hours a day.
You know, that's great though, because people don't think of Socrates when he was a baby.
He was a baby at one point. He was
Yeah.
a baby. He
Smart
was a
baby.
genius.
He was
When
a
he was a
genius.
baby, he was a genius. When he came out, he's my vagina genius.
We should bring in some Greek comedians.
I think that would be a good idea. So who do you like? Who would you bring in? If you were going to bring in, who would be your choice?
Bezo would be the first person we bring. This the best comedian in the world. Vasily, he talks about important issues, the Greek issues, the family. But if you can't get Bezo, you have to get Yannis Pappas, only because he's Greek. I'm not a fan of the comedy.
Yeah, but he's huge. How are we
Greek.
going to get Yannis Pappas?
Greek people support Greek people. I don't care if he's in jail. He's Greek, he's innocent. He didn't do it.
Well, what are the chances that we could get somebody like Yannis Pappas?
He's here. I know him. He's in the other room.
Are you serious?
Absolutely.
You're fucking with me, right?
I know his parents. We go to church together.
Well, bring him in.
Okay, here
Are
he
you,
comes.
you're serious?
All right, that was hysterical, man. That was so good. It was the beauty of that is like we've all been in that diner before, and it's the best. Seriously, it's like one of the last things that still reminds you that this is New York.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
I went to school in Philadelphia, and there was a diner. I was a student, so we didn't have much money. We lived in a diner, and there was a guy there.
You
He ran
lived
the
in
diner named Spiro, and Spiro had the best stories. But they would always start 10 years to go, 10 years to go when I first came from here. And I can't do accents, but that's the only one I can come close to. But it was always 10 years to go.
Yeah.
And I heard him having a conversation one day with another guy, and I swear it went something like this. He goes, "Hello, my friend. How are you today?" "5, thank you. And how are you?" "Not too good. I feel a little sick." And everything they said was a number. He said, "I'm going to the doctor." "What for?" "I think it was something I ate." Everything was a number. And then at the end, he's nice treeing you. Nice treeing you too.
You know, the best,
It's amazing.
The best wedding I ever went to in my life was a Greek wedding in Tarpon Springs. And I went in not knowing anyone but the bride. And by the end of it, everyone wanted me to come to their house next week. And it'd be like 200 people who said, "Please come to my house next week." They were the funnest people I've ever met in my life.
Yeah, Greeks,
Absolutely.
Greeks go all out.
Yeah.
in the
They
wedding.
know
Yeah.
how to have fun and
They
how to
do.
party.
Yeah.
But so it's such a great accent. So talking about diversity. So if you're Greek, you can do a Greek accent. But what about other comics? You know, other comics. These days, people are so concerned with diversity. Does that offend you if somebody does an accent?
Well,
that-
it's kind of ironic with me because I do Panos and then I do Maurisa, and Maurisa's a Latin transsexual from the Lower East Side of New York City, and she's universally loved, but Panos is more controversial than she is, which is ironic because I'm Greek. Yeah, I get death threats because of him.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Because I think a lot of Greeks, think he portrays Greeks negatively. So,
I remember all these guys I met, they wanted me to come to their club. I think it was like the
Maybe they wanna
Sons
kill you.
of Pericles or something like that. It was like a social group. But Tarpon Springs is where they actually still dive for sponges and shit like that. It's really old school. But Greek people, you can offend them pretty easy, right?
they're pretty conservative.
Yeah.
Greeks are they're pretty conservative. They like to hear about just Greek stuff.
Just
that's-
Greek stuff.
That's all they want to hear about.
Yeah.
Once you start talking about anything else, they tune out. They're like, I
very
don't-
Greek centric.
Yeah. It's
All right,
very,
but going back to what you brought up, this was in the paper today, that it was Black History Month, and at this school they served fried chicken, and it offended everybody. I'm like, why are blacks ashamed of fried chicken? It's about the best goddamn meal you could have.
I love fried chicken.
Yeah.
It's,
That's the food you'd want to serve during Black History Month.
But they said
It's delicious.
It's offensive because it's hand food. Because you pick it up with your hands. It was meant to put down black people, but I'm like, you pick up pizza with your fucking hands.
Exactly.
And Italians
Italian people love it.
Yeah. Everybody
Nobody's
should be
offended.
proud of their own food.
Yeah, you pick up a sandwich with your hands
Yeah.
and an orange.
Would you like one?
These got sent to us
Yeah, you got
from
a plate of
Florida.
oranges. You guys party hard in here.
Yeah.
Huh?
Oh, it's a
Four
wild-
Well, the
It's a wild
tequila's
group.
gone, but we still have the citrus.
We're out of control.
Yeah,
Out of
well, we
control.
got this a guy who has his own. His name is Mark. Got his own orange grove. Just sent those up to us today. One of them is oranges. The other is a Tangelo.
A Tangelo.
Really?
Yeah,
Is that what kind of orange is that?
it's
tangerine.
well, it's a tangerine and an
Got crazy
Angelo.
with an Angelo.
Biracial
together.
orange, a biracial orange.
Blood
For diversity.
oranges are another thing that they cross pollinate, I guess.
Interesting. How do you convince one to get with the
I
other?
don't know how
Gotta
you
feed
do
them
it. but
drinks.
Mainly the
Get 'em
people
drunk
who
first?
pay attention to this is guys
Very
who grow
strange.
weed.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Because like in the 70s, you could smoke weed for a long time. You know what I mean? You and your friends could sit around, pour an ounce out on the ground, and just fucking smoke and smoke and smoke. Today, they've gotten marijuana so far that you'll fucking take a hit off it and then stay in your house for 2 days. You know what I mean? Like, you don't know. If someone says, well, do you want to smoke a joint? You have to be very specific. What exactly?
You have to check your calendar. Do I have a few days off?
Yeah, what exactly are we talking about here?
Yeah, it's very specific now. They got
Yeah.
the ones that calm you down, the ones that make you think, the ones that.
But do you believe that? Do you believe that they work in that way, or you think that's just marketing?
All I know is that the weed I smoked as a kid, you had to smoke like 8 blunts to feel anything. 'Cause
Right.
It was all dirty and seedy. Now
Yeah.
you take like one hit off the hypo purple daddy, whatever
Right.
it is, and you start
You're
hallucinating.
gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's,
But
it's
it
a
is
lot
true.
stronger.
It is true that back then you would just end with a bowl of cereal. You know what I mean? Just like, I think I'm high, but I'm going to eat all this cereal.
Just in case, right?
Yeah.
But I don't think I could be comfortable smoking marijuana today. I think it's too high pressurized.
Yeah. But it's like the stigma's gone now, which is nice. To maybe the whole reason we got paranoid is because it was illegal. And maybe
Yeah.
like, maybe if like an orange was illegal, you get paranoid eating an orange. Like the cops might show up.
How many states is it legal in now? It's really moving along.
Well,
a lot of states are legalizing.
The
right?
the medical I don't know about, but Washington and Colorado are just wide open, right?
Yeah, they're legal. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the medical. Yeah, of course.
Medical,
yeah,
is a
yeah.
different thing. But now even the NBA is saying, yeah, maybe our guys should be smoking marijuana.
I just had surgery. My doctor didn't offer that to me at all, so I guess it's not happening in New York. I don't know. It's not legal here yet for medical, is it?
No, but
No.
there's some talk about it, you know. But then there's also the edible stuff is where the medical. I don't think that you even sit down and smoke medical marijuana. I could be wrong about that.
They also have like marijuana drinks, like lemonade.
Laced
Yeah.
with
Yeah, you can
marijuana.
smell-
Infuse it in anything,
Yeah.
literally anything. And some medical marijuana places will just put a giant bag over your head and they'll just pump it into your head, so you don't have to inhale it. So you're not inhaling it or smoking; you're just vaporizing it.
A bag of what?
Like a giant clear bag, and then they pump the.
A plastic bag they're putting
And then
over
they
your
pump
head.
this stuff.
I
yeah,
always say don't do that.
Yes,
That's a very
exactly.
casual look. No one would notice that if you're walking in the street.
inhale. Just keep it in.
So what happened with the fried chicken?
Well, it pisses black people off. I didn't, it's crazy to me that you would take something that you could ethnically own. Like when we go uptown here to get chicken and waffles, it's like you don't want to get chicken and waffles from white people. You want to just like when we
I
get
want the
Greek food,
authentic stuff,
we do
right?
want to go to Astoria and go there. You want to go to Little Italy. You want to go to Chinatown. But for some reason, black people are like, hey, stop making fun of us with the chicken.
Enough with the chicken.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you know this. I'm one of the few white men who was ever honored for Black History Month. Did you know that?
Well, we were never sure. I'm so glad that you said you're a white guy all this time.
You had no idea.
No.
It was the lighting. A lot of people confuse me for Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
It happens a lot.
Were you really
It's the
honored?
lighting. I was really honored for Black History Month. I created comedy workshops for inner city kids. And I invited people like Patrice O'Neill and Greer Barnes and a whole bunch of people, Dean Edwards. They all came down. We did them at the Gotham Comedy Club.
And you brought the kids in?
Brought the kids in, and they
drink
got
minimum?
a chance. 2-drink minimum for the children, of course.
Small drinks. I mean,
can't have
they're
kids without
watered
drinks,
down.
of course.
They're watered down.
Yes, yeah, they were, exactly. They were children's drinks, of course, and it was great. And I was honored at Hunter College. Me and everybody was shocked.
It was a
Nothing
disappointment.
new came out. A lot of people came out for
Yeah,
it.
it was-
Danny Simmons, Russell Simmons' brother, was also honored. And I was the only white guy that was honored. It was
Of
very.
course.
I felt very. It was a very special moment for me. Very special moment.
Well, what did they give you?
Nothing.
Oh, they don't give you.
They just announced. I got up on stage. I had to make some remarks and welcome people, and it was the whole thing. Apologize. Right.
Hey, I have no problem
I just went
apologizing.
over the line.
I saw 12 Years a Slave. We were fucking terrible.
Horrible.
Yeah.
That movie was
That
hilarious.
whole thing is so bizarre. Anyway, whoever.
At first, but after a while,
Got a little
so yeah, I'm
repetitive.
like
The joke,
again
and again. Come
again
on.
with the fucking whipping.
Yeah, but how did that even? What the fuck is wrong with human beings in general that someone would even have the thought to own someone else? I mean, like, how does that even come about?
You're just realizing now people
must
are
have-
horrific.
I mean, yeah, people it's fucking
How long
horrific.
you been
right?
here?
Yeah, I know. I mean, but I still think of it once in a while.
Do you
It
think
amazes
people
me.
would still do it today if it was legal? I think if we didn't roll in like we did,
Yeah.
it still
It
would be
still
going
on in some places.
Yeah.
Well, it probably does in some parts of the world.
Oh,
I'm sure
yeah,
there are
yeah, you're
parts of
right
the
about
world
that.
Where there's and sex trafficking and shit
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Those are slaves, but it's just amazing to me. I live in a bubble. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't. I'm constantly shocked by people's behavior. And I'm like, how the fuck can you do that?
I'm always
Who would
shocked when I
even
meet
think of
somebody
that?
nice. That's weird.
Yeah, I know.
I'm like, wow, how are you the way you are?
But here's what I was actually furious at 12 Years as a Slave in the opening scenes that a guy who's living in upstate New York and he's fucking black and it's 1830s, that he would be dumb enough to go to D.C. right next to Virginia where there's slavery. It seemed like the craziest fuck.
Did you start yelling
Is
at
that
the
what
screen?
happened?
Yeah,
in the
I'm
movie?
like-
and then some black guys turn around like, hey, keep it down.
And they're like, white people, we yell out in the movies. You know?
This is like him being honored for Black History. It's fucking
Exactly.
Why are you going, you dumb motherfucker? Stay. How stupid can you be?
But it was. I'm like, don't go with fucking Taron Killam. He's up to no good. That fucking prick. It was Taron Killam.
Oh,
Was
from SNL?
Yeah, he
played
was the
mean
guy who set him up. You know, he fucking slipped him a Mickey. I'm not ruining it. This all happens in the
Yeah,
first 5
yeah.
minutes.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not ruining it by saying he does get back eventually. Don't worry too much.
So at the end of the movie, you end up hating white people.
Oh, I already hate white
Yeah, you
people.
already hate
I
white
already
people.
hate white people because I grew up with them.
Yeah,
you know
we
what
know
I mean?
them already. We know them, yeah.
I grew up in a white neighborhood.
Yeah.
I know
Me
what
too.
the fuck they're like when they get together.
Got some in your family, too,
Yeah, oh,
right?
yeah.
I've met
You
a
know
few
them.
personally.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
The worst.
my sister married a white guy. So these fuckers, you know what I mean?
Whisper, say it low.
Yeah.
A white guy.
Yeah,
A white guy.
exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, they're always over trying to help you around the house. You know what I mean? Let me fix that for you.
Yeah,
Fucking
exactly.
know them.
Helpful motherfuckers.
Yeah. That's where the property
It's
values
ridiculous.
keep going up
Going
in
up.
New York. These fucking white
people keep moving in,
Yeah.
ruining the bad neighborhoods.
It's really
horrible.
true.
It's out of control.
It's
Because,
like you can walk the
It's a
streets.
gentrification thing.
well, unless you're black,
Gangs.
then you can't afford to live where they grew up.
Gangs are going out of business.
Yeah.
You understand? There are gangs who can't make a living these days.
But this is how, like, when you try to do something good, it ends up hurting people. That we raised children not to be afraid of black people, and now they just fucking swarm into New York, move into fucking neighborhoods we used to be afraid of, and they've chased black people out.
Unbelievable,
Have
yeah.
nowhere
The
to
black
go.
businesses are going, I can't afford these prices. And these poor bastards, it's black flight from New York because you can be way out in Brooklyn now. And studio, it's 1800. You're like,
Right,
what?
exactly. Like Marina Franklin said, she said she knew white people were coming when Harlem started having salad and fresh tomatoes. She goes, "Oh, they're coming."
Yeah.
Yeah, I grew up in New York. I remember you would never go to Bushwick.
No.
Not like Adrian Grenier owns a house there.
Right.
The actor. I've been to Greece more times than I've been to Bushwick, and I grew up like 15 minutes from Bushwick. You just wouldn't go. And now
How
it's
often
just
do you
like,
go to Greece?
You go there, you see hipsters just like grocery shopping in a bodega. Like, how come the expiration day on the eggs is 1996, Mr. Rodriguez? Because nobody shops in a fucking bodega except you. We're having a big Lebowski party upstairs. I need to find some guac. You have any good guacamoles, Mr. Rodriguez?
It's fucking true, though.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And it all comes from this of teaching them that, hey, everyone's the same way. They lost the respect of giving someone else their neighborhood.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we would go like, that's their side. And that felt respectful to us. You know?
They're everywhere now. Hips. I think it would be like. Don't you think there should be like a dream police that limits the amount of like young kids who
Of
come
hipsters?
in? Yeah, it's like you hire a bunch of kids in projects, and then you give the kids like a 4-year dream quota. Like if you don't fulfill your dream in 4 years,
Right.
then kids from the projects like beat the crap out of you, and then you get scared, and move back to the suburbs, and get a job at Panera Bread.
All you have to do is outlaw beards. That's it, because everyone has a beard there. You ever see like a Zach Galifianakis
Yeah, they all look
kind
like
of beard?
they all look
They
like
all
they
Zach.
just
It's
survived a
about
plane
facial
crash.
hair.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's the new hipster look. Like I just ate somebody to survive.
Right, they look like the Unabomber lives in a small cabin in the woods. That's what comedy in Brooklyn is like these days.
That's
It's
the
crazy.
beauty of it, though, is that they're there and they are like, it's weird that they are chasing a dream. You know what I mean? I don't know what the dream
What
is.
dream is, yeah.
All
exactly.
of them, man. Nobody works the real jobs. Like I'm a blogger.
Yeah.
I got a blog with 12 readers, so it's looking good.
But and weirdly, like if they don't live in that kind of dream world, they would go, "Oh, there are no jobs for people our age." You know, we were talking about this the other day. I think I forget who I was in here with, but it was Jeff Garland, and he's playing the '80s dad. But I was saying when we were younger, none of our dads dreamt of being rich or famous or moving out of the neighborhood. Everyone's dad was just like, we're doing all right. You know what I mean? But doing all right would be considered a failure today.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly. Although I grew up in the Bronx, the big thing was like washing your car in the neighborhood. Nobody
Right.
played tennis. If you played tennis, it was like you were
Yeah.
like rich. You know?
Oh, yeah.
The Bronx.
Or
man. It
even
was like-
vacations. We were famous in my neighborhood because we would go to Canada on fishing vacations, and everyone's like, "What do you do up there?"
so far for.
We would drive to Florida. That was a big thing. Not even fly.
We're
but
going on
drive to
vacation in the
Florida.
courtyard.
Everyone thought it was insane. Like,
Why are you leaving the neighborhood? There's so
Yeah.
much here.
We're
We go
missing
vacation.
everything.
We're going to Brighton Beach for the week. It's a vacation. What are you doing over there? Canada.
But when do you think people started to think you had to be rich? You know what I mean? Like anyone who's not rich today, rich or famous, is somehow feeling like
Less than.
Yeah, I gotta get rich and famous. I got to. I never heard my dad bring up money. He wouldn't give you any, but he also.
But he wouldn't bring it up.
Yeah, but he wouldn't be like, I can't believe how bad we're doing. I just wouldn't. You know, he would just be like, yeah, this is
that's
it.
life. That's
Yeah.
it. That's how you. That's how it. That's
It was
how you
almost
roll.
like a better way to live because there was no expectation whatsoever.
Right. It was a more comfortable way to live.
Yeah.
Nobody was striving for anything.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, rents were $35 in those days
Yeah.
too. No, seriously, I think the rent in the Bronx was $105.
Yeah.
For a beautiful apartment with a step-down living room and all. You know.
Right.
So people didn't need that much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw Fran Lebowitz, the writer, was saying that when she came to New York in the 70s, she would drive a cab only long enough for her to make her rent, and then she would stop. So she would like drive a cab for 4 days. Fuck, I got my rent money. I'll see you guys again in another month. And then she would hang out and write and shit. But now, no matter who you are, you're fighting to make your rent.
That was back when there was white taxi drivers.
Yeah.
That's
But
what I
who
was getting-
remembers those days?
Yeah.
That was-
I always like when black people complain about that, like it's hard to catch a cab. Manhattan is racist. I'm like, it is hard to catch a cab if you're black. I've seen that, but
Yeah.
that has nothing to do with white people. When's the last time you saw a white taxi driver?
It's true.
1973. That's when it happened. It was a movie directed by Martin Scorsese. They don't exist.
Yeah.
I've never seen one.
But we actually, O&A did this experiment where Earl Douglas, who's black, was on one side of the street waving for a cab, and Anthony was on the other wearing a Nazi helmet and putting his fucking hand out there, and he got picked up. And we watched people at 3 o'clock in the afternoon driving past Earl. And you're right, there's some kind of Arabs who are like, I don't trust black people.
But Nazis sound good. I can't believe he had the nerve to wear a Nazi helmet in the street.
Oh, he
That's
does it
crazy.
anyway. He does it anyway.
It was his own. Right?
Yeah.
He had it at home.
He's got plenty of memorabilia back at the house.
I was about to make a joke, but I don't know if I could. It's a really rough one.
Yannis Pappas is here with us. He's playing Gotham Comedy Club tonight and tomorrow. Stress Factory, February 27th through March 1st. And he's got the morning show, which airs weekday mornings, 7 to 9 a.m. on Fusion TV.
What happens on Fusion?
Fusion is ABC's new network, and it's the first national English-speaking network in Miami. So I live in Miami now. So
Our doing it in Greek.
I would know. We do it in English, and it's my co-hosts are two journalists, like actual journalists. So I'm kind of the guy.
Hey, everybody! Look at me!
They just wheel me out in a cage, and I'm just like just a monkey who lightens it up a little bit.
And they're getting heavy with different things.
Yeah, like the show's kind of like a combination of like NPR meets The Daily Show. So we try to do like hard news and satire. It's sort of a bipolar, show mixed in one.
Miami's always an interesting vibe. It's like the real international American city.
Yeah. Miami, it almost feels like to me like if New York and LA had a baby and that baby developed a coke problem, it would be
Exactly. I was just going to say. And that baby never slept and did drugs 24/7.
That's Miami. Yeah.
With a lot of model agencies thrown in.
Yeah, nobody works down there. It's amazing, but they all drive like Maseratis.
Well, yeah, because they all sold their father's business.
Yeah.
They moved down there, and then they party till they die.
That's it.
Exactly. Right. No one's old in Miami.
If you ask anybody what they do, it's like, what do you do? It's like, I'm a party promoter, bro. It's not a change. Like, yeah, when you go to the club, we all are party promoters, and we brought each other to the club. We promoted to each other, bro.
Every time I was at a house party in Miami, I saw at least one marriage breakup. You know what I mean? Because they get there and they have money, and it starts to run out, and then she starts to scream, "You've ruined our lives! You fucked me out of my dad!" And it just all plays out. But it's a constant thing, and there's something about that heat that makes people think we ought to swap. You know what I mean? We should just orgy.
It's
orgy.
just a sexy
It's a
town.
hard city to maintain for a long. It's a hard city to live in. It's great to visit.
Yeah.
Are there a lot of comedy clubs in Miami?
There's not much. The Miami Improv just closed, but they're reopening again. But it is a rough city. You cannot move down to Miami with a New York body. That's what I realized. Like I moved down, and I was like 30 pounds heavier then, and I took my shirt off for the first time, and people were like, "What the fuck?"
Right.
I was like, "I'm sorry. I come from a city where all that matters is your achievement. It's not." I didn't know that we were going to have. I didn't know we were going to be having brunch with our shirts off.
Yeah, because you can go into Miami and you meet a beautiful woman, but you're just like, I don't want to yet. I'm just still looking around.
Too many options.
Just too many options, and just beautiful from everywhere.
There's over 20 model agencies within a short span of blocks. All of South Beach is filled with model agents. Every place you go, there's a shoot.
Yeah, yeah.
They're always shooting on the beach.
Yeah, it's a lot of beautiful people down there.
Well, now you're getting a new soccer team too. What's his name? Beckham is going to open up. So that's even going to be more of the glamour. Like, people won't care about the soccer, but they're going to care that Beckham is going to be there and owns it.
Yeah.
Because he's all about the modeling thing.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So what made you move to Miami? Because of the show?
Because of the show.
The Fusion show.
Yeah. Because I moved down there for this show, and it was a big move. Went through a breakup, so I was like, let me get out of here and go to Miami. And that's what I did.
That's a cool thing.
Yeah.
That's a good way to get over a breakup.
All right, a lot of people were writing in. I thought for sure that it was Earl. It was Patrice O'Neill, who was the other person in the cab experiment. God damn, my memory is shot now. I know that I used to work on 57th Street and do a night show, and I would come out, and Earl was my producer. Mm-hmm. And if I was trying to get a cab and he was standing next to me, they wouldn't stop. And I used to have to say, Earl, move back 4 feet and finish your story. And then they would immediately stop. So even the whiteness did not help him get into a cab. And then if we were all going together, we would make him stand behind something. And then as soon as we came in, we'd go, oh, and we got a fucking black guy, motherfucker. So deal with it.
Gotcha.
Take us uptown where we're all going to run out of the fucking cab without paying.
Maceo says he hides between two cars and holds out his palm because his palms are much lighter than the rest of his skin. and that's how he fools them, with his palm.
Fez, did you remember that as Patrice?
I thought it was Earl. When you said Earl, it made perfect sense to me.
No one ever corrects me. That's the problem I'm having right now. No one will ever say, Ron, you're wrong.
You're surrounded by yes men.
I am.
Sycophants.
That's
Yeah.
what happens.
You're too
when you get to a
powerful.
certain
Yes,
level.
Your
that's the
empire has
problem.
grown too much.
Now it's crumbling around me. Bring me more! It really doesn't. It doesn't take any time at all for people to start acting like that, too. You know what I mean? All you have to want to do, if you want to see your dark side, is just get successful.
Yeah, just get on girl code and you
Yeah.
will be
It just
the
breaks
most
down.
arrogant person. Yeah.
You're just watching the city burn as you fucking play your violin. This is great.
It's because people are pieces of shit.
They are.
Basically.
They are.
Yeah, we all are.
Although you, Jeffrey, don't see
Is
it.
a healer.
You see the niceness.
No, I'm still shocked by that. I
Yeah.
look for the niceness. I try to give people the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
And I go through life that way, and I'm constantly disturbed by by finding out the true nature.
And you're a New Yorker.
I am
And
in
you're
New
out
York.
in the
You'd think I'd
streets
know better.
constantly.
Yeah,
That's
how
where
did-
I am.
How did
I'm
you not
out
know
all the
growing
time.
up in New York that way people are?
I don't know. I just don't want to see things that way. It's too disturbing. I go through life with this, like in this bubble. Like I expect people to do the right thing.
Because
and
when you
then
grew
I'm
up in New York,
shocked.
people were always nice
Yeah,
in
I
New
guess.
York.
I don't know what it is.
Kim,
It's
let me
just
help
that
you with
I came
that.
from a family that was nice.
Let me not cut you off.
No one ever told the truth in my family because telling the truth was the same as hurting someone's feelings.
Ah.
So you could never say anything real to anybody. Everything was always fine and very nice. And I expected that from the rest of the world. And it's always a shock to me. Like when I just talk, people talking about slavery and stuff like that. I can't imagine that a guy came up with an idea. Let me own this other guy.
Right.
This
And then-
guy could work for me. Let me not hire him, but let me own him.
It is bad manners.
But did
And you would think, right? You would think that we're
Did
kind
your
of
family go
a
through
little
your
rude. It's a
through
little
your
rude.
history book with a magic marker, making sure they took out all the bad things? Oh yeah, Hitler, he saved 7 million Jews. So it's really nice, Jeffrey.
a nice guy. It was
Everything's
wonderful. Everything was
wonderful.
wonderful.
Yes.
And everyone's happy. And
Yeah.
no one ever had a problem. And it's a fucking weird way to live.
I'm always shocked when I go to the Midwest and people are nice.
They're still
They're
that
nice.
way.
And
Yeah.
they say hello in the street, right?
Yeah,
They
as a
greet
New
you.
Yorker, you're like, why is this guy looking at me?
Yeah,
like,
Yeah,
somebody
but-
says hello in New York. It's like, what the fuck does he want?
Yeah, what does he want from me?
Yeah.
Because they always do want something. Like, hey, how you doing? By the way, you got an extra $1 or something?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
oh,
let me
God.
hold it down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My car broke down two blocks away. You mind if you let me hold $80?
Right, I need $10
I'll give
for
it right
tuition.
back. My father's David Dinkins.
It is hard when you get somewhere else and you find out that people wave too much and you think they want you, but they're not. They're just acknowledging that they see another human.
Yeah, exactly. But in New York, you walk with your head down. You don't really interact.
Right.
You don't want to make eye contact. 'cause
And it
the
makes you feel like
streets
you're
are
being
filled
good
with
to other
maniacs.
people. Like I'm leaving other humans alone.
Alone, yeah,
I'm giving
not
them a little
imposing
space
on them, exactly.
Yeah. I'm not striking up a conversation in an elevator.
Right.
Well, I love people, but I am what you would call a gregarious isolator. I want to know everybody, but not that well.
You don't want to be close.
I do on one hand, and on the other hand, it makes me nervous. Like, you know, when you meet people in the street sometimes and you're having a conversation, sometimes that conversation goes a little bit too long. People don't know when to end a conversation. And invariably, if it goes too long, they look for something to say. So then they either ask you something that's none of their business, or they say something trying to make a joke at your expense. So I wind up ending conversations early.
Where's
before.
what is the too close for you? Like for me, I never when people go, "Do you have kids?" I'm like, "That's now what are you asking about my fucking kids for? Where is this
Yeah,
going?
exactly.
Where is
Sometimes,
this
yeah, people
going
will
right
ask
now?
something like that,
You're
yeah.
stalking me?
Yeah.
But
You just automatically
Well, like, where
assume they're
do you
pedophiles.
live?
Yeah.
Where
Why
do
does
you
kid
live?
want to know about my kid?
But Fez had these friends, and he's actually hiding out from them.
Yeah.
But they would actually be like this. They would say to me, "How much is Fez making over there at Sirius? Is he doing like
That's too far, yeah.
Yeah, that's a little too
Yeah,
far.
that's fucking ridiculous that people
Yeah.
would even consider asking that. So, you know, but when you meet somebody in the street, how many ways can you say how you doing? You know, people,
You-
hey, what's up? How's it going, man? How you do? How you feeling? How's it going? I don't get anything from that. It's a fucking, it's a waste of time.
How about weather talk?
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's been cold.
That's
huh?
what people talk about is the weather. You want to be, you know, and who came up with that as an idea for a business?
Yeah.
You know, let
The
me tell
weather?
people the weather and then charge people for it.
Well, it's completely.
It's like, look out your fucking window,
Yeah.
man. That's how you tell
I'm
the weather.
surprised. I can't believe that there still are weathermen. Like you know those guys are like hiding from HR every day.
Yeah, that's a very
There's no point. Why? Like all you gotta do is look at your phone. But there's still guys like.
And yet there's a weather channel.
Yeah.
And I'm still like, if people talk during the news, it's the only time I'll go, shh, weather. I would say this.
How exciting, the Weather Channel. Well, they predicted 30 inches of snow for Saturday.
Yeah, right.
30 inches, how accurate is that going to be?
Yeah,
Fucking
that
30
went down
inches
to
of
2.
snow.
We've taken it from 30 to 2. Because I remember screaming last week when I heard the 30 inches. And now we're down to 2 inches.
Yeah. Two. And what kind of background do you need to be a weatherman? You want to be a weatherman? Step into an elevator with someone you hardly know. Mm-hmm. Right away, you both become weathermen.
Yeah. Everybody knows.
Nice day, huh? Oh, it's a little chilly. You think it'll snow? I don't know. It's August. I don't know. I don't think it'll snow.
Because at 30 seconds in the elevator, something has to pass this. Someone can't stay silent.
People
until
feel
the
awkward
lobby's
staying
there.
silent. They
Do
gotta
what
say
I do
something.
and do the fake. I'm looking at my phone. I will always fake looking at my phone the whole
You
time.
never
I'm
talk
in there.
about the weather.
Yeah. Yesterday, though, Chris and I were on the elevator when an attractive girl got on, and I gave him the leering thing, like we were going to jump. And then he did the uncomfortable, blah, and he's standing behind her.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah.
That was your line?
Yeah. See, we hate NBC because they're below us, and they go from one floor to the next floor. And we used to be nonstop. Mm-hmm. And now we have to fucking ride the local with them. And a stopping elevator makes everybody that's going to the ground floor hate enough to kill.
Yeah.
And they have 5 floors, so they dominate the entire bank.
They have 5 floors and no fucking prime time. Okay? 5 floors and not one of you can save Michael J. Fox's show? You cocksuckers. You took the biggest fucking star. America's in love with that guy, and you turned him into a failure. Because you're fucking stopping every goddamn floor to do whatever. Get 1 floor and save Michael J. Fox. You pricks.
Jeffrey Gurian is here from Comedy Matters TV.
I'm glad you stopped. Good. I'm glad you broke it up. I got a little upset about my...
Hot under the collar.
A little worked up.
Hot under the collar.
I did, just a
It's
little.
almost like you and NBC like just had a 5-year relationship and just broke up.
Yeah, it's bad. It's got bad.
And Yannis Pappas is here. He's playing Gotham Comedy Club tonight and tomorrow night. The Stress Factory on the 27th through March 1st. And on Fusion TV each morning with the morning show, 7 to 9 a.m.
So goddamn funny. That shit that you came in with today. I was crushing. It was real. It was like literally I was there. It was so real.
I knew it would.
That was so goddamn funny.
Funny as shit.
Oh, good. Jeffrey's taking all the credit
took all
for
the
it.
credit.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, you built the character?
No, I'm sorry. No.
I did it. I did it, Jeffrey's yelling.
He's the brains behind
No,
that
you
moment.
are. That was great.
Yeah, it was good.
That was really, really funny stuff. Fez, what else is happening out there?
Some of the other things I saw this where the guy who invented the Labradoodle.
I don't know what that is.
It's like a Tangelo.
Yeah, exactly.
But with-
except in
but
dog
with
form.
dogs.
I did not
Dogs,
know that
yeah.
a Labradoodle was a dog.
Yeah, it's a dog that
And a cheese doodle.
sort of like that, same color.
There it is. And I've never seen this dog before.
So this was.
What color is that?
It's a weird, like butterscotch
Copper.
yellow or something.
Copper.
Cute dog.
So the dog expert in Australia,
The dog looks so sad.
because he's a crossbreed.
He's in Sochi and he's about to die. You know, they're killing all the stray dogs in Sochi.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know, the Taliban captured a dog. Did you read that in the paper today? And they're crowing over it. That it was a dog that belonged to the United States.
Have they gotten anything out of him yet?
The dog actually had some kind of electronic stuff on it, and it's all over the Taliban that they got one of our dogs.
Right.
They got a GPS on it. Or
He's
something.
barking out a confession in a videotape.
Exactly. They forced.
Yeah, but
they
if you pay
forced the confession.
attention, I
on
think
it.
there's code in there. You know? I believe that dog.
So it doesn't like a lot.
Now I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight. I'm going to be worried about this
that
dog.
dog.
Yeah.
Is it a Labradoodle?
No.
No, it was some kind of weird European dog. Actually, in the New York Post today, there's an article about it.
Well,
I
this guy in Australia started the weird dog mixes.
And they
He
had the dog
started
in
it?
handcuffs. That's what was weird.
The dog was in
It was
handcuffs?
Two pair?
because it tried to get away. They wrestled the dog to the ground. It was a crazy story.
This breaks my heart, though. I don't like just think of this dog
think
being
of that.
tortured. Yeah. I don't care about people, but dogs. I think it's
Right.
great.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Look how sad that
See,
fucking
he's
dog is.
got like a vest on, like a terrorist vest.
Bombs are attached to that.
Bombs attached
Oh,
to
is
it.
that really? And they're saying we'll blow up the dog?
See,
Let's
did you see
fucking
that?
give them
Isn't
whatever
that
they
crazy? You thought
want.
I was making it up. Look how sad the dog looks.
That's
They captured
terrible.
that dog?
Because he didn't expect to be caught. They captured that dog.
Well, those dogs have rifles, though.
Yeah, those.
That's the Taliban.
Oh, okay, my bad. All right, this is why they're mad at us.
And next week I'm bringing on a dog, actually, because they're complaining there's not enough diversity on the
Not
show.
enough diversity.
Not enough canine comedians.
Well, I do like, you brought up Seinfeld in his show, white men in cars driving around. Rich
Looking
white men
for
in
coffee.
cars. Yeah. Making minorities bring them coffee. Well, this was the thing, though, Jeffrey, when you said there's not enough diversity. I brought in a Greek man. Greek people are white, though.
Yes.
But not everybody was white all the time. Like when the Italians got here, they were not considered white. And then they made it. They went on their way, and they worked hard, and they made it to whiteness. That's how America is. You can be anything you want, even white.
Even white,
Yeah.
if you work hard enough. That's
Yeah.
that's the beauty of this country, that you can actually become white.
Yeah, Irish and Jews, same thing, right? They
Yeah.
had to work their way up.
They had to work. The Irish
white.
got here. They were cops for 150 years.
No more, though.
Yeah.
Never hear of an Irish cop anymore.
They're all done.
They're finished. They retired.
You're out. That's crazy though. That fucking dog story. They captured
Isn't that weird?
a
They
dog.
captured it, and they're proud of it. It's news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do they do? What are they going to do with the dog?
They snuck up on the dog,
Yeah.
and when the dog wasn't looking, they chloroformed it. And then they
Jesus.
put it into handcuffs, and they led the dog through the town to shame the dog.
No, I hope you're
was
making
crazy.
this up.
Who would make up a story like that? They shamed the dog. You ever see a dog look embarrassed
No,
like that?
that dog looks
The
terrible
dog
right
looks
He was
terrible,
interrogated by cats.
That's right.
It's so sad. He looks terrified. The dog.
Terrified
Yeah.
because he doesn't know, because they're speaking to him in a language that he doesn't understand. First
Yeah.
of all,
Yeah.
How can you? They have to
Do
find
you
an
think a
interpreter.
dog understands English?
Yes, of course. They have to find an interpreter. These guys don't speak English. You could tell by looking at them.
You can tell that's a dog that loves freedom, and that's why they hate it.
He had a flag attached to him when they first got him. They took away the flag.
Oh, I was watching what's his name? The Flying Tomato, they call him. What's his?
Shaun White.
All right, Shaun White. And he was using a flag as like a face mask when he was snowboarding.
Yeah.
And I'm like, aren't people going to be a little pissed off at this?
He gets a pass because he's like an X game guy. That's why.
Yeah, but he's wrapped the flag around his face. I thought
He's
that
a
would be.
snowboarder, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See if you can find a picture of what he does when he goes out. Just put Shaun White and face flag. Might be it.
Oh, a lot of flags
there
of
we
him
go.
came up.
Yeah. There
Oh,
he
yeah.
is.
Look at that.
He, as a bandana.
Love it or
Yeah.
leave it, baby.
The patriotic train robber.
What
He's got the
country is
red
that
hair,
from,
the
though?
blue, and then the white skin.
Smart.
Yeah, he's got it all.
Red, white, and blue.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
How
I
patriotic.
feel like I should stand up now because he's
Put your
walking
hand over your heart. When's the last time you did that? When you heard the national anthem?
First grade.
Right, first grade.
That's the only
Hand
time.
over your heart.
That's when you're really into the Pledge of Allegiance. The song takes 15 minutes to start school, and we used to do flag ceremonies too.
The folding of the flag.
Yeah, the
they teach you how
folding
to
of the
fold
flag.
the flag.
We took it so seriously. And all I
It's
want
been
to
a while,
someone
huh?
drop it. I want to burn the flag. It would seem so exciting and like I put the flag and the crucifix were exactly the same to me.
right?
Like Jesus started this country, and both of his things are up there right now.
The flag and the crucifix.
Yeah, those are
But
the two.
the weirdest thing about little kids is this is why they would become Nazis so easy, because they love to be regimented. You know what I mean? They love to know this has to happen at this time, and then this happens. So any of that stuff, I pledge allegiance. You're just standing so proud when you're a kid. That's right. I've got a country now. Right. We're all
And I
together.
put my
we're
hand
strong.
over my heart to show that.
Yeah, but you'd think it was so important they would make us do it when you start work.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Right at the office.
Yeah.
Everybody stand up and say the pledge every morning. Can you imagine?
I do it before.
Start that
I
here. That would be cool.
Do it before you eat, before you have sex. Just Pledge of
Right,
Allegiance.
just always pledge.
Do this for America. I've actually tried that when I was like desperate, trying to pick up a girl, and everything else didn't work. I was like, "How about? Can you do it for your country? You won't do it for me, but you do it for your America."
country.
Because you serve.
Yeah,
that's
because
the thing.
Exactly. It's like, come on.
Chris, you still know the Pledge of Allegiance?
Maybe.
All right, let's do it.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America for I was going to say Kingdom Come. For Kingdom Come.
For Kingdom Come.
Thy will be done.
That is as
on earth as it is in heaven.
Yeah.
Wait, no, that's not part of it. What the fuck?
But you didn't have your hand on your heart.
I didn't know it anyway.
I
It
think
wouldn't have
not
helped.
knowing the Pledge of Allegiance is the most American thing you can do. I think that's like really, it's rock and roll. Like, you know, you don't need to know.
Well, we love when anyone screws up the national anthem so we can be faked outraged because somebody forgot the words.
They hate it here. Let's
Run
get
them
them.
out of the country.
Get them. Terrorist.
And they make it into an aria, the way they sing
Yeah.
it. Oh, my God. The way
No,
they-
hold that note. Hold that note as long as,
as
you,
long
possibly
as you possibly can. Yeah. that-
Yeah. Till Kingdom Come. That's how long I
Thy
like
will
the
be
grace.
done. Right.
It's to be used more.
Yes. What would you say about America? Reminds you of kingdoms alone.
It's bad.
That was the other thing because when you're learning both, you're learning religion and democracy. And at one, we kick the king out, but then we do serve a king in heaven. It gets politically very confusing
very
for
confusing.
children.
Very
Yeah.
confusing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, shouldn't we elect someone else besides Jesus?
Yeah.
Hasn't he served long enough?
Yeah. I always like religion. You're supposed to be really humble, and then you go to the church, and the church is just baller. It's
Right.
like the biggest, most gold place you could be.
Yeah.
Like, this is confusing.
St. Patrick's in New York, it's got to be one of the most, per square, per foot, it's got to be the most expensive building in the city.
Yeah, just a
amazing.
humble
And they're-
little shack.
They're
Like,
doing
Jesus.
renovations on it, huge multi-million dollar
Aluminum
renovations.
siding. It's going to be really nice. You're not going to have to
Exactly.
deal with it all the time.
When you're next to Saks, you know you're in a good neighborhood.
It's a nice neighborhood. It's a nice neighborhood. Yeah, it is. Yeah. It's doing really nice. I like that you call it Saks still instead of Saks Fifth Avenue.
Oh,
the
yeah.
older people. I
Yeah.
went to Saks Fifth Avenue.
Oh, I thought you were on
As
the
opposed
website.
to Saks Third Avenue, right?
You get discounts there.
I was up at Saks 189th Street. Ooh.
Saks Martin
Not
Luther
much
King
of a
Boulevard.
selection.
No,
That's
there was
the
a,
SAX.
yeah, there was a table with a bunch of shoes on it. You just had to wind through yourself. Does these two match? Does these sneakers match? You guys going to be in the Olympics at all? You going to watch? Do you care?
No, not at all.
It's because it's Winter Olympics. And
Yeah,
you,
it's like I don't want to. I'm not interested in any sport where when the Olympics isn't happening, that's not a professional sport. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like these guys during the off season are like working in Walmart or something, working
Yeah.
in a grocery store, training to be a curler in the Olympics. You know the sport curling where they just like
Yeah.
brush.
Yeah,
the
that's a
thing.
weird thing.
That's a weird thing.
It's as strange as the weight kicking thing. You ever see that where they kick weight? See how far you can kick a heavy weight?
I think you're doing
That's
it wrong.
unbelievable. Yeah, it's bizarre. Weight kicking.
when Bruce Jenner was in here, he said that when he won the Olympics, he had to retire at that moment to start making money
In order to get plastic surgery.
Yeah, yeah. He went from being the greatest athlete in the world to now I've got to cash in and start making some money. So can you imagine? It's like it was after the fucking Super Bowl and everyone went, "This is great. Now I can go out and make money. Goodbye. Enjoy the sport without me." It's the craziest thing.
Yeah.
And look what he did. Who is the TV host who had him on that he confronted him about all his plastic surgery? Did you see that show?
No, I didn't say it.
Somebody confronted him about it, and he went off on them. And he's like, "I can still break you in two." The guy was like, "He goes, I'm an Olympic athlete, and like, don't mess with me like that." He was offended that people were talking about his plastic surgery.
I think it was Joan Rivers.
Well,
yeah,
recently
right. He threatened to beat up Joan Rivers.
he just had his Adam's apple shaved.
Really?
Yeah, he said he's never liked his Adam's apple, so he went in and had some of it shaved off.
That's gotta be
I
rough
would
surgery,
be
man.
fucking petrified.
That's got to be a rough. Well, he's had so much. I guess once you've been under the knife that much,
But
it
you would
doesn't matter
think
to you,
if
right?
you had cancer and they said we're going to shave your Adam's apple, you'd
You're
be
like,
freaking the
"Please
fuck
don't."
out.
Yeah,
you would
please
never do
don't.
that on purpose.
Possible?
No.
Could you
Especially
just
if
do some
it from the
exploratory
outside.
surgery for
If you're
fun?
going to do it from the outside. Did
you find this, screaming match anywhere?
This is saying that Jenner and Fallon were the ones going at it.
I can't. I find it hard to believe
Yeah,
that Jimmy would do that. He likes everybody.
Yeah.
Hey, did you watch Jay last night? Cry his way on his last show.
No,
it was
I missed
amazing,
it. I missed
man.
it. I set my TiVo and it didn't work. I wanted to see that. What was that like?
He broke down. He was so emotional, and I'd never seen him that way before. I mean, I'm like, somebody might even have to go out and help him.
Seriously,
Yeah.
he was that overcome. huh?
Grab it just so we'll play the first couple of minutes.
Maybe
but
it was Fallon.
It's
Well, after 22 years, I could understand that.
but we never see Jay kind
I'd
of
be
even
weeping.
be
Well, he hardly
real.
ever comes on weeping.
Yeah.
That's not a good opening for your monologue where a guy's like weeping.
Wonder where our good friend Kevin Eubanks couldn't be here. Kevin is on tour. He's in France right now. He called me today, and he's over there, so he wouldn't be back till next week. So if you wonder where Kevin Eubanks is, he's with us in spirit, certainly. Okay. Boy, this is the hard part. I want to thank you, the audience. You folks have been just incredibly loyal.
No.
This is tricky. We wouldn't be on the air without you people. Secondly, this has been the greatest 22 years of my life. I am the luckiest guy in the world. I got to meet presidents, astronauts, movie stars. It's just been incredible. I got to work with lighting people who made me look better than I really am. I got to work with audio people who made me sound better than I really do. And I got to work with producers and writers. And just all kinds of talented people who make me look a lot smarter than I really am. I'll tell you something. First year of this show, I lost my mom. Second year, I lost my dad. Then my brother died. And after that, I was pretty much out of family. And the folks here became my family. Consequently, when they went through rough times, I tried to be there for them. The last time we left this show, you might remember, we had the 64 children that were born among all our staffers that married.
It's amazing
That
to
was
see him.
hilarious.
Well, he always gets the laughs on the three. So when the brother died, I was fucking just dying.
It's a great opening monologue.
Yeah.
Threes, yeah, right.
You're just not used to seeing him that way. You know what I mean? Like he's always been so superficial with his comedy. There was nothing ever personal about his
But
comedy.
it would have been fucked up if you just went, hey, so long, folks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? After 22
But
years,
you
it's
see
like
that,
you showed the
you know,
real side of him.
He really doesn't want to leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, who would?
They've been trying to push him out for a while, huh?
Yeah. Well,
But
he's been
Fallon
number
is
one.
amazing.
Yeah,
I
why
mean,
do they keep
nobody-
pushing him out if he's number one? I don't understand it.
Because they want a younger demographic. And
but he's-
Fallon draws the younger demographic. And he, according to the numbers, I don't know, he doesn't. He draws an older audience.
But here's the thing. We said the same thing about Conan, and they had to pull him back in. For some reason, to me, 12:30 NBC is the best job in show business because you get a big audience
More than 11:30, really?
and you don't have any pressure. You have zero pressure. You move down an hour, and they sit and go over those numbers quarter by quarter hour, and they drive you nuts. Now, the weird thing is, too, I don't know if the younger demographic is home at 11:30. I think one of the reasons
They'll
why
set
he
their
gets
TVs.
college kids is because, they're just fucking coming in. I don't know.
They'll set their TiVos.
I wish Jimmy good
That's what
things
they
because
do.
he's a great dude.
It's amazing. But there's no host on TV that is as multi-talented as he is. He sings, dances. Did you see The Best of Fallon, that show he did recently?
Yeah.
He was dancing with Justin Timberlake. He's imitating Bruce Springsteen with Bruce Springsteen. He's amazing.
I'm doing the test show with him Monday.
Are you really?
I'm doing a test show, yeah.
What's a test show?
Yeah, well, how does that happen?
He's doing like a bunch of run-throughs. Well, I'm up for it, Like I've been
Yeah.
working with the booker a little while, and they're doing these test shows because he's warming up for it. So he's doing like actual shows that just won't air, and so I'm doing on Monday. I'm doing a set.
You ought to do one that airs.
Did you make him promise? I was just going to say, did you make him promise that it won't air? I'll do it, but it has to not air. That's all.
Put it out on the
If
internet.
there's any chance it's airing, I'm not doing it.
Isn't it funny that even as long as he's done the one show, now you're doing test shows? I can't wait. I mean, the fucking Tonight Show is back in New York.
Yeah, that's
and they
gonna change.
built a new studio.
Right. I saw it. It's gorgeous. And that's going to change entertainment, man.
Yeah.
Totally. Everybody's going to be in New
How
York.
about Jimmy Kimmel? You now have the whole West Coast to yourself. You know what I mean? I think his booking is going to go through the roof.
Was
Through
it
the
Conan?
roof.
Conan's on the
Absolutely.
West Coast, right?
Oh yeah, but I always think of the three networks. I'm old. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, that's UHF over there. I don't know where that is. I don't know where that is.
I remember UHF.
Jeffrey Gurian's here hanging with us. His book is Make 'em Laugh.
Oh, that's a good book.
And Yannis Pappas is here. He'll be at the Gotham Comedy Club tonight and tomorrow night. Coming up next week, the Stress Factory. Oh, no, that's February 27th through March 1st. And then his show, The Morning Show, airs on Fusion every morning.
Correct.
And then he'll be doing something with Jimmy Fallon that you won't be able to see. That's
I don't like
And
to
that's
share my dreams with anybody.
That's guaranteed. You will never be able to see it.
There's just going to be someone there with a cardboard camera. Jimmy, is this on? Is there any reason that we're doing this?
Oh God,
It's going to be fun, though.
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah,
mean.
yeah.
It's
That's
going to be great.
kind of historic.
I never heard of a test show. That's very interesting.
Well,
So is there
it-
going to be an audience?
yeah. He's doing full shows. Just
Yeah,
no
they
one
want
will
to do
ever
the
see it,
run
right?
through for
Run-through.
technical purposes. It's like a sound check. You know.
yeah, I'm doing
Well,
a sound
a
check.
dress rehearsal for SNL. They do a dress show.
Have you ever been over to see the dress show?
Yeah,
It's
sure.
twice as long as the real show.
Yeah, and they make changes up to the last minute, which is amazing. What pressure!
It's amazing, and it's also stupid, I think. The fact that you practice something and you build the sets, and then you go, no, we're not going to do those 5.
Well, I think
You
they
know-
just shorten them. I don't know if they take out whole sketches, but
Yeah,
I know
they
that
do.
They do. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I know they edit. They edit to the last minute, which is
Oh,
crazy.
yeah, they rewrite. Who's our buddy that does the cue cards over there?
Wally.
We got to bring you in with Wally one day because he's the Jeffrey Gurian of cue cards. He runs cue cards for everybody but Letterman. Is that it?
Yeah. Yeah, he's going
He's
to
got a
do
business
Fallon.
where they're all over the place. He's been at Saturday Night Live forever, and he has all the inside shit because he's basically invisible to the stars. They come in and they'll just talk in front of him like he's a Negro maid down south.
Does he also make the signs like "Be back in 5 minutes" and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Out to lunch. You're going puts little signs.
His
I had a friend who
handwriting
did
is
that.
perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah. Isn't it weird, though, that people would rather work with cue cards rather than a teleprompter even today? Comics don't feel comfortable.
With a teleprompter?
Yeah.
I wouldn't think so. I would think it's so much because you can get much more on a teleprompter than you can on a cue card.
I had to do it
You
for...
know how many cue cards you need? Can you picture putting your act on cue cards?
No.
And
million
trusting
of them.
that guy to
flip
hit it
them
at
at
the
the
right
right
time,
time.
yeah.
You have
It's
to have
about
amazing timing, like, and there it is.
Yeah.
There it is.
and all handwritten. They've
and he
never
fucks
come
up
up with a
just-
giant printer.
No, it's just it seems.
But have you ever worked with a teleprompter? Because I was hosting some, I forget what it was, but some marathon, like movie marathon
Yeah.
that we were in, and they had it on the teleprompter, and I think I just kept leaning into it constantly. I'm just staring at the screen. You just see me wincing sometimes. We'll be right back. And it was a very weird situation, but that's what the news people do all the time.
Yeah,
All the time.
on my show. It's teleprompter. Yeah,
All the time.
teleprompter.
Do you ignore it sometimes and just go off?
Yeah,
or-
sometimes. Yeah, but you got to kind of know what you're supposed to say, so you
Right.
can kind of freestyle it a little bit. But yeah, sometimes I'll just
Sticking
read it
to the
straight.
script.
Stick to the script.
Well,
yeah.
television is, you can't do what we just did today because fuck around because they got to know where to put the camera. So if you sat here and tried to shoot this show today, there's so many times that you would be doing a joke. Fez would throw in a punchline and they would never get to him
Yeah.
in time. Like
Yeah.
it really does make bad TV to not know where to put the person who's talking.
Yeah.
That's what's so nice about radio. There's so much more freedom. And by the way, no one saw that video because we're on the radio.
Right. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't look at pictures all the time.
We enjoyed it.
Yes.
We're on the
You
radio.
definitely
people are
enjoyed it.
missing this, but her breasts are enormous. That's really the history of radio, is lying about how hot the
Strippers are.
She's fucking fantastic. I never did morning radio where I always said, ladies and gentlemen, they just sent us 2 pigs in. And it's horrifying. We always lie.
You're not what I ordered. God.
It's not on the menu.
Yeah. Have her cry on radio.
Here's Doug in Boston. Doug.
Yeah, hey, Ronnie, $1,000,000 as always,
Thanks.
buddy. Listen, so Leno had Rat Dog on last night, and the drummer, Rob Mailhouse, who's a fairly successful actor, is one of my buddies from high school. And, I love him to death, and he's a great musician. But I'm like, why would Leno choose Rat Dog for their last musical guest?
I don't know whether you guys didn't watch it last night.
No, I didn't see it. I never heard of Rat Dog.
Oh, he didn't. He was doing a joke there.
Oh.
But his last...
No, it's Keanu Reeves' band.
Yeah, but what was that, the night before?
Oh, was it the night before? I'm sorry,
Yeah,
pal.
because last night, Lenny Dykstra came out and sang... Did you notice? What's that guy's name?
Garth Brooks.
He looks just like Lenny Dykstra, the old Met now. And it's fucking hysterical when he was on last night. But it was odd to see them go out with a musical number.
Yeah.
Very strange. All right, thanks for calling, dude.
Yep.
Fez, do I need to break it all or take it to the limit? Break?
Break one more time.
All right, one more time. Plug us up.
We have Yannis Pappas here. He's at the Gotham Comedy Club tonight and tomorrow. Stress Factory, that's the 27th through the 1st. And his show, The Morning Show, airs weekday morning, 7 to 9 a.m. Eastern on Fusion TV. Jeffrey Gurian's here from ComedyMattersTV.com.
We're going to break and be right back and wrap this up. It's Ron and Fez.
Ron and Fez on Raw Dog.